Hey, so it's Pisces season, but it's also Kurt Cobain's birthday, and that's what we're doing this reading in honor of today. It's going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Venus. Mostly we're going to be looking towards love situations, and it's not going to resonate with everybody, but it will resonate with some of you, and those people I want to know who you are. So let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have the time, just like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that great stuff because I love to hear from you guys, and I want to know if this is resonating with you or not, okay? So let's see here for Pisces. Pisces is my moon sign, so we're kind of like the same blood or the same family. But, for sun sign and rising and moon, they're all completely different energies, so that's why I'm just adding all of them in here, and it's not going to resonate with everyone, so let's see what's going on for Pisces here. Got Virgo here, your opposite. So what does that mean? There's some introspection that's needed. Okay, so the signs I'm getting right now are Virgo, Sagittarius, and Cancer. And I do feel like it is about love because we have the Ace of Cups here. Also, it could be a younger air sign person because we have the Page of Swords. So to me, what I see is that basically there is, if it's not a Virgo, then I just see that there is that need to have that moment of introspection. That hermit mode where you're kind of just by yourself, figuring out what it is you feel and what you really want. Because right now, when you're in the world, it could be kind of loud and distracting, and you don't really know exactly how you feel because you don't have that time to stop and actually think about it, which is what brings me to this next card, Sagittarius, which they're kind of known for that, running around all the time, not really stopping to think about much or go over much in their own heads. It's kind of just, not that they don't think, but they just are going. So it's very fast, and things can get pretty creative, chaotic. Things could get pretty chaotic pretty quickly. So, but other than that, if it's not the signs, then it would have to do with harmony, basically, that you're going to find harmony once you do that hermit mode. So it's kind of needed right now for a lot of you. Having to do with love and not, but I think having to do with love is actually a really important aspect of it because love and relationships can really weigh in on us a lot, especially for Pisces. So, there is some defiance in that, so I feel like that's kind of something that you're going against, even though it would be best to do that. So make sure you're taking that time to yourself, make sure you're taking that time to really go over what you really feel, because it could really get in the way of things later on down the line, and even right now, things could be kind of stressful because you're not taking that time you need to, have that self-check with yourself, and your own, like, just alone time, that isolation. That's really important for Pisces, to have that isolation time to get away from the chaos from the world. And cancers, if it is a cancer, then that's great, that would resonate with you. But for some reason there's defiance there, or maybe this person you're with that's a cancer is kind of more on the defiant side, or just different than the others, so it's kind of even more chaotic, or maybe it's better for you. But either way, there is some defiance, there is some kind of independence, or going your own way in some sort of way. So whatever that means for you, we will look into that further. But if it's not Cancer, then it just, Cancer is, the whole energy about it is being cautious. And for the Chariot, not just taking action, but assessing the situation before you take action, like being cautious and knowing, which direction is best, like actually thinking about that. So I feel like what it's saying is basically, in love right now for you guys, there's a lot of thinking going on, or it's needed to go on, in order for your harmony to be there, in order for you to feel at peace. So make sure you're doing that, okay? For sure, make sure you're doing that. So for some of you, something could have just happened to where you're needing to kind of like take it back a notch and kind of go over things with yourself. And for some of you, it's about to happen, or it's happening right now. But either way, there is some type of introspection that needs to happen. So it could have been having to do with something coming out. Maybe someone was betrayed. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay, so interesting. I definitely feel like something came out into the light that wasn't in the light before. It was in the dark before, you weren't aware of it. It could be you doing this, or your partner who had done this, who had, something came out to you, or you, revealed something. but someone felt betrayed. We do have the Ten of Swords here. Somebody felt betrayed. Someone felt unexpectedly betrayed, more importantly. So you did not see it coming, or you could have done this to them. And, followed by the Three of Swords. So, could have been a third party. It could have not been. Maybe it was just something in some way you felt betrayed, but someone felt betrayed for sure. And I think it's kind of funny how somebody kind of was satisfied with that. Like they felt like they could have their cake and eat it too kind of energy. Like they just felt like they had what they wanted out of the situation even if they did something wrong. And they were judged for that. And what happened was now they're trying to hold on to it for dear life, or maybe you were trying to hold on to them for dear life even though, it's obvious that they're kind of a dick. But now it's like there's this, if it's the person who did the betraying and they're the one being judged, well, they're the one being judged either way, whoever is doing the betraying. But whoever's this Four of Pentacles energy, whoever is holding on to it still, because say, they're, you're done with them and they're holding on to you still because they know they fucked up and whatever, or, they fucked up and now you're still trying to hold on to them. Maybe they're trying to distance themselves or whatever because they don't want to take responsibility. And that's possible because with the, this lovely guy here, it's like I mean, this card generally doesn't mean somebody's not taking responsibility. It means he's fighting off people who are against him, or it might not even be literally physically, but it could be that feeling of people are against you and you're having to, get your point across. Well, in this situation, I feel like this person's really just trying to, fight it. They're not trying to accept that they've done something to hurt you, or that maybe you've done something to hurt your partner, if this is you. But they're trying to kind of be defensive, and it's really not the time to be defensive because you fucked up and everybody knows about it now, or your partner knows about it now. You guys are aware of this. It came out into the light, right? So this is really not the time to act that way because you don't really have a right to. It's not really justified for you to act that way. It's kind of, this is the time to say your sorries and make things better. So let's see where this is gonna go. Drama. Alright. Pisces. Oh, this is for March, by the way. So, now till March. So it could be happening now. It could be, happening later in March. But I forgot to say that. This is March energy right now. This could be all leading up to March. So maybe this is just starting to happen right now. But if you resonate with it, either way, you're good. Good for you. Maybe I'm just ahead of the game a little bit. Alright. Okay. So, for those of you who actually leave this person, it looks like it gets better for a second, but, yeah, of course there's a but. You guys just can't catch a break sometimes. But, basically what I'm seeing, there is this sorrow, of course, because this whole situation is just very sad. And so, be aware of that. Even if you break up with this person and you know what's better for you and you get away from them, you find somebody better, it's still going to be you're going to have those moments of I miss that person. And that makes sense. So don't feel bad about that. Basically, yeah, there is something new that comes along. Or maybe even it just means that with this person, you're starting a new, you're turning a new leaf. This is all going to be left in the past and you guys are going to kind of put a band-aid on it and just try to make it through and start fresh. So that's, hopeful, right? This person may actually be the person that's for you, and if it's not this person, like I said, because someone's trying to hold on to somebody else, but it might not be you, maybe it's them. Because you're realizing, I don't really want to be with you, you're kind of a bad person for me, and this is where you find this new love, thanks to the Empress. Some of you beware because you could be getting pregnant. Now, it could be with a new person or with this same person you've been with, so just be aware of that. Be using protection, be using everything that you need to be using to make sure that doesn't happen. Unless you want that to happen, then good for you, congratulations. But yeah, I definitely see that this is at least for a moment, it's a love situation where it seems that it's actually true love and it's not just, some bullshit. And communication seems to be good. Either that or you're cutting people out of your life that you don't need anymore, or both, It seems like things are kind of coming together. And if you did leave your last person we were talking about before for this new person and this is where it's at, good for you. And if it's with this old person that you're starting fresh and things are getting better, well, great. The thing that I want to caution you on, the reason I kind of feel like it's a new person is because Well, actually, that's not true. I mean, it could be the old person and maybe you're having anxieties about it. Like you were feeling better about it, but now you're having anxieties about it because you're worried about them sneaking around, and whatever, they did that came to light that was betrayal worthy of calling it, then, you're worried about that again. So right now there is this little moment of, things are better, and communication's good. And then, but in the end of it all, you're still kind of worried about them and what they're doing and what's going on and should I trust this or not? Maybe some of you are, like here's the timeline. It's like there's the sorrow because this is a fucked up situation, the betrayal. And then, you start fresh or you get pregnant. And then, for a while things are good. Things are going all right and communication's good. And then but at the end of it all, it's like you're still kind of worried about this. So this still is, you just put a band-aid on it. It didn't go away. And if it's with a new person, then things are hopeful. And then you're kind of bringing this old past energy into this relationship and thinking like, oh, well, what if they do the same thing? Or I'm kind of worried about how they're acting and I don't want them to do that to me or betray me. Or maybe they're acting shady because this guy here is known for acting a bit shady. That's kind of his energy, is he's shady. So, there's this feeling of something being hidden, and maybe you don't even feel that way, but for a lot of you, I feel like you do feel that way, and that's why there's this anxiety here. So just know, if you're feeling anxiety about this new person, we're going to look into if it's, something that you should really be worried about or not. And if it's with the same person you've been with, well, it's kind of validated, but let's see if that's actually happening or something that you should actually be worried about. Because if you're starting new, you don't really want to just be worried if you don't have to be, right? And no one wants to be worried. Okay, let's just go ahead and say that right now. No one wants to be that person who's stressed out about this kind of stuff, So is their partner trustworthy? Maybe the energy of this person they're seeing. Seven of Swords energy. Who is this about and why is this coming out? Oh! Interesting. So yeah, of course there's arguments about it. So we have a king, air, and queen fire. Doesn't mean that that's you, because you're water, obviously. Unless you know this person's like whole chart and you know that they have like a, moon sign fire or rising sign air or something, like that makes sense. Then basically it's just talking about the energies here. So let's see what we have going. I keep flipping that over. Okay. So we start off with these two very strong energies here. So the King of Swords, he doesn't take any bullshit, and nothing is hidden from him. Like, he knows everything that happened. Like, you can't really bullshit him. So I take it as, like, this is an honesty thing. And this chick over here, Queen of Wands, she's like, I'm gonna do me. I don't really care what you think or what you have to say about it. Like, it's like, I'm doing me. I don't care. I mean, I'm gonna do me, and that's it. Sorry if you're gonna be upset about that, but I'm just, like, very independent, very not really worried about what other people think about it, which is good, And so she's, and not like it's like a destructive thing, it's like a good thing. So, but there is this disappointment here. Why? There's disappointment or something you're not looking at in a positive way, and it has to do with this Empress here. So I feel like it is a new person. Or, of course, again, it could just be this new beginning you're having with your ex. I keep getting that mixed. I don't want to leave that out because some of you that is what it will be. Some of you will be a new person. Some of you it will be the person you've been with already. And this is just like the new, you guys are trying again and starting fresh, and even some of you are pregnant. So, that could be kind of like where you're like, okay, maybe we should just forget about all this. Like, there's a baby involved now, and we're just going to start again because we've been together this long, and blah, blah, blah. Then maybe I should just try to make it work with them. So, that's up to you. If that's what you want to do, regardless of, the past betrayal and everything, if you want to take that chance. So, for some of you, that's what you're doing. And there is a lot of negativity here, and it's just with the Five of Cups here, basically what that means is that you're seeing things in a negative way. See those 3 cups right here that are knocked down, and then these 2 that are still standing? So basically what that's saying is that you're seeing things in a negative way. You don't really need to. Like, there is still positive there, but you're focusing on the negative. So just be aware of that. For the most part, I think that this is pretty much a person who is basically just independent, and it's hard to trust that because you're not really sure, you're not used to that kind of distance, or you're not used to that kind of, independence in your relationship. You're used to more relationships that are codependent, that are merging, which makes sense for Pisces. But and this person is just not really, they don't feel like they have to let you know everything, and that makes you feel anxiety. And so that's okay. I think though, for the most part, with the King of Swords there, I think it's something that you're kind of letting bleed in to this relationship from your past relationship, and also because they are so independent and they're not really feeling like they have to tell you every little thing that they're doing, that you feel like they're kind of being sneaky. But I don't really see that in this situation. I feel like it's kind of just you thinking that. Now, I don't want to invalidate your feelings, but that's just what I see, is that basically the person's honest and you're just not used to their kind of independence. So that's a good thing. So we don't have to worry about that too much, or at all, you know. So for their highest good, what is something that you'd like Pisces to know about March and about the rest of the year, these coming months, these coming weeks, these coming days? Anything that we haven't covered already that you'd like them to know? This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Tell me what they need to know. Okay. Okay. Alright, so basically what it's saying is that there's a lot of action that needs to be taken very soon, and during this time. You know, having an equal give and take in a relationship is very important. Make sure you're aware of that. You keep reminding yourself of that. There are decisions that need to be made very soon, or, you know, now, about your whole situation that's going on, whether or not you're pregnant, or it's just talking about this new beginning with this person, or this new person. So basically, you know, there's something you're not seeing clearly, and that could even just be like the honeymoon phase. You're not seeing it clearly, like you're kind of just thinking this person is so great when they do have their flaws. It could be about the pregnancy. You know, maybe you think you're ready and you're not, or maybe you don't think you're ready and you are, or maybe, you know, there's just something that you're not seeing in a way that's completely realistic, which kind of, you know, is common for Pisces, because we're kind of, you know, we have that up in the air, kind of dream-like, fantasy-like, you know, hopefulness, and sometimes it's just a fantasy, and it's really not really all that great, or all that bad, right? So it could be that you're thinking of things more negatively, and they're actually positive. So, but whatever it is, I feel like you kind of do know what I'm talking about, like exactly what I mean when I say that there's something you're looking at that's not exactly, you're seeing clearly. Like, you already kind of have these, because Pisces are very intuitive, you know, and they're very in tune with their emotions, whether they want to be or not. I mean, some, I guess, aren't, but for the most part, I think you don't really have a choice. And even if your sun sign is like Sagittarius or something, and so you're kind of more prone to like not thinking about how you feel as much as just kind of like acting, well, you still will have these moments of insight within yourself. So it's like, even if you repress them, like on purpose, like not repress, but if you try to hide from these feelings, you will still be kind of aware, like when the shit goes down, like, okay, I kind of knew, I felt like that was kind of what it was, but I was just pushing it out. So just know that, like, whatever you feel kind of like is happening, like, I don't want to worry you, because I know you're already having these anxieties about this person, but I don't think it's about the person. I think it's just about something in your life right now, the situation. It could be about the child, and it could just be about, you know, anything else. I don't think it's really that the person's not trustworthy. You could be putting them on a pedestal. Maybe they're not deserving of that pedestal all the way that you're putting them up on. So it could be that, you know, it could just be your own self-image. But for whatever reason, you know, you're kind of closed off because of it, not really giving or taking any offers. And like I said, you know, you need to have that equal give and take in this relationship. So just make sure that you're putting forth, you know, and you're making sure that you're getting what you're giving, you know. And you can't demand people of that, but it's just something to keep in mind, that, you know, make sure that this is an equal kind of relationship, that, you know, you have boundaries and that you're respecting their boundaries as well. And things should be better, because right now you're closed off, and it could be these anxieties that are getting to you, this nervousness. If you are pregnant, it's, you know, likely that there are hormones that are just going everywhere. So you know, just try to keep in mind that everything's temporary. These are just feelings, and they're not in control of you. So you know, either you or your partner could be looking like elsewhere, or maybe you're looking for therapy, but you're looking for something to fix the situation. And I don't want you to do that in a way that's avoiding the situation, because that's what this could mean, is that you're looking outside of yourself for happiness or for help, when you know that you really need to look into your own self. You need to figure out what it is about you that you are not happy with, or that's not working, you guys can work together and figure this out. You can work this out in your own self, and that's what you need to do. Don't look outside yourself. I mean, if you need therapy, great, get therapy. That's always a good idea. But just don't be, looking away from the problem. Make sure you're looking into the problem and trying to figure out what the problem actually is before you try to get any other input, or unless it's therapy. I don't see the Hierophant here, so I mean I don't see a therapist really coming into play. I feel like that's you running away from the situation. So this was at the bottom of the deck, and that's why I said there's going to be a lot of actions needing to be taken, because you guys are going to need to put forth some actions. You're going to need to not just think and feel, but also do something about it. So that's basically what I'm seeing for you guys this month. Now till March, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So let me know how you like that reading and if it resonated with you. And I will see you guys next month. Okay, bye.